If you're alive and engaged in life, like I am, you've probably experienced a deeply depressing or disturbing experience at one time or another. That's trauma. Deeply disturbing experiences can be obvious or not so obvious. Sometimes we can struggle with an issue in our daily lives, and it may not be traumatic. Traumatic events shake us to the core, and they change the way we think, the way we live, and the way we move through our daily lives. There's nothing wrong with you because you may have experienced the feelings and the effects of trauma. You're normal. When speaking with those who seek healing from trauma through spiritual direction, I find that there is a very common question: how do I settle my mind? We seek to turn off the constant scenarios that play out in our minds after traumatic experience. The scene is on an instant replay in the early days of trauma. We scramble to make sense of it. We desperately try to busy ourselves so as to rid our brains of that past that haunts us. Symptoms of trauma include deep sadness, a sense of loss, anxiety, anger, depression, avoidance, and even physical pain. By paying attention to these signs, we can begin to focus on healing. It takes time to heal from trauma, and, depending on the type of trauma, healing usually becomes part of a lifelong practice. When listening to victims of abuse, there's a great importance to telling their story. We need to be able to hear our own voices, what happened, and say it out loud, and have someone trusted really hear us. And hearing those words help us validate that these events actually did take place. Our psyche is programmed to protect us. So, in children, for instance, they may stuff the traumatic events that happened in their life only later to find out that they resurface, and then you have to heal it and live it all over again. Telling our stories is part of the necessary process of making peace and coming to terms with the reality of our experience. Trauma becomes part of our life, but it will not rule your life anymore. To close, I'd like to ask you to pause on your own for one full minute. Reflect on those who care about you, who truly love you, and who have guided you through life. I extend my hand to you and invite you to seek healing, that healing that God's calling you to, because you are loved. You're very important, and you have a special purpose here and now. God bless you.